Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Trinant, welcome. I did the Easter event off stream. Now I can eat egg. Egg. Delicious. Yeah, so we're looking to do the tank role quests today. Yeah, we did healer last time and they were really good. I really like the healer ones. They feel like another MSQ chapter. We'll check out the tank ones today. Had a few bits of news. One is that I beat my first Savage last night. It was cool. Got the video. I won't show the whole thing. I've put the recording of the kill on my YouTube, so I played Dragoon. Killed the first boss on Savage, Ericthonius. It was really fun. Very cool fight.
Back to sea. We're already on sea.
Like this. I'm gonna fight you.
And I won a ring. It was cool. But yeah, I got my first Savage kill. I want more. Yes, yeah, I talked to the NPCs. There's lots of nice little Easter eggs here. Like this, I think this is Tataru here. Oh, Melchan, here to enjoy the festivities, are you? Not me, of course. Why, I'm here on very important business, conducting market research to bring further fortune and profit to the boutique. But I must say, this suit is simply the perfect combination of comfort and style. Perhaps I should have them mass-produced and add them to my lineup of wares. Yeah, I think that's Tataru. That's cool. Easter eggs, yeah. Hey, Walken, how are ya? The fatherly rooster, yeah, that's a fun little Easter egg. Ha, I said it again. Where was he? I think he was over near the amphitheater. Snooty rooster, yeah. And all four of the four lords are hanging around as well. Pretty good. Oh yeah, here's the snooty rooster, Emmanuel, and poor Onawa. Melchan, old girl, always a pleasure to see you. Enjoying the festivities, I take it? What's that? You don't recognize me. You wound me, my friend, and after all we've been through together. I must say, I had thought Gridanians to be all dour-faced gardeners and carpenters, but this festival could put even the masquerades back home to shame. If only my dearest Lenite could be here to enjoy it with me. She's not interested. My lord, I realise that you are undercover, but nevertheless, I must ask that you comport yourself in a manner befitting your lofty station. Poor Onawa. He's the fatherly rooster. Just my luck. Dragged off to this frivolous festival, and now I encounter you of all people. And yet, a father cannot very well refuse his daughter's earnest plea. Needless to say, you will not say a word of this to Severa or Voldelion. I would never hear the end of it. It's Gaius. It's freaking Gaius. Is it truly you? Oh, I can hardly believe my fortune. It wasn't easy to convince father to bring me here, but it was worth every little white lie and good deed. Of course, we're not here simply for pleasure. We have an important missive from Wurlet to deliver to the Adder's Nest. But there's nothing wrong if we enjoy the season while we're here, yes? More than anything, I want to share with everyone what a vast world of joy and merriment is out there. After all, what did we risk our lives for, if not this? Yeah. Creeping mendacity. Ah, nice. You enjoying the the duty support system. I haven't tried all the revamped dungeons. I haven't tried, I haven't tried the new Totorak. But I did do the new Castra Meridianum, Praetorium, and the new Ultima Trial. And they are all so much better. Huge improvements. The Ultima Trial in particular is actually really exciting. Yeah, they did a really good job revamping them. What else did I want to say? Yeah, so last time we did the healer role quests, and it had a big focus on Fordola. And so there is a collection of short stories on the website, which I hadn't read yet, but I think they all lead into the role quests, because there was one about Fordola. The short stories were released before Endwalker, but after 5.55, whatever it was. Yeah, and it had some pretty huge backstory on Fordola that I didn't know. Yeah, she was friends with Ida, original Ida, Lisa's big sister. Yeah, back when she was a little girl, after her father died, Lise befriended her. And Lise was actually going to smuggle her out of Alamigo, but Fordola decided not to because she didn't want to leave her friends and such behind. But Lise got found out, sadly. And Lisa's last words to her were something like, please live, hold on to hope, do what you must, something like that. That's why she's... It gives a lot of backstory to why she did the things she did. And her face tattoo is actually Lisa's. She got that to honor Lise. And because the Empire actually followed her to meet with Lise, that's how they found Lise. So they actually suspected her of being a turncoat, so that's why she joined the Garlean military, to try and prove him wrong, to protect herself and her friends and her family. Yeah, that's some huge backstory for Fordola that I wish I knew before. Yeah, I really like her. They really sold me on Fordola. I didn't like her as much as like Yotsuyu and some of the other villains, but yeah, they really won me over on her. Yeah, and the healer role quests, really good. I mean Ida. Oh, sorry, did I say Lise instead of Ida? Sorry. Yeah, Ida's last words to her. Yeah, sorry. Getting their names mixed up. That gives some interesting context to Stormblood, to Lisa's interactions with her. So I assume Lise would have recognised the face tattoo as being her sister's. Yeah, really interesting. Bridgerton and La Habrea have real mechanics now. Ah, cool. I haven't done their solo duties yet. Also, welcome, Mia. Good to see ya. Yeah, Squadron AI is not very good, so I'm really glad they're bringing in this proper duty support system. Yeah, that was some really good backstory. And the other bit of news is there was something they added in patch 6.1, which is the best secret edition. Ah, thank you, Mia. Is he here? Oh, he's not here. Sometimes he shows up here. So in the Ishgard housing district, there's a blue elephant wandering around guarding the place. Let's see if I can get him to appear over at the baths. No? Oh, can't show him. There's a mysterious blue elephant mascot, and it's wearing Emmerich's blue sword. It's Emmerich. Emmerich's hanging out in the housing district in an elephant costume, and it's a really cute idea. I'm not sure what makes him appear and what. Sometimes he shows up and sometimes he doesn't. Weird. Oh, there he is! Because I saw this elephant multiple times outside the apartment building. I was like, what the hell's up with him? I didn't notice the freaking sword though. That's cute. Auto target is super nice. Ah, what's the auto target? And modders actually took off the hat, and it is Emmerich in there. Just find some pictures. Yeah, it is actually his model in there. It's great. Very cute. Very endearing. They have so much charm to the characters in this game. Who came up with this idea? It's great. Yeah, it's implied that Estinian sent him that costume. I believe it was after we finished 6.0. Estinian said something like there was this gaudy costume you could get from Radzet Han as a reward for killing a bounty, which I think he's referring to the world boss in Radzet Han, or in Thavnir. Hello. Yeah, here it is, the elephant costume. It's grey normally. So one of them actually dyed it blue. That's cute. Yeah, and Estinian said something like, maybe I should get a set to send to Emmerich instead of answering his job offer. Let him stand thus attired and guard the Imperium and be the talk of all Kurthus. And Emmerich was like, sure. That's great. Alright, tank. A tank now. A new setting in character configuration. Oh, right. I heard about that. I didn't check it out, though. I should check it out. Auto target. Ah, okay. Interesting. That's cool. I would be scared of accidentally pulling bosses early. Maybe I'll play around with it. I have been thinking about trying to make the change to legacy movement controls. So I think that's how I would get better at the game. Keeping GCD uptime on bosses. Oh, it's so weird to get used to though. I have to unlearn my WoW brain. It's like 15 years of WoW brain. I'll work on that. I think that'll be a big improvement for me though. Alright, let's go do tank, which is over in Gridania. And you're spamming your AoE combo in dungeons. Yeah, actually that would be really nice. Might play around with it in trust dungeons. Hello. You look like someone. I don't know who, but you look a lot like someone. You look familiar. The Blasphemy's power is frightening, but this realm is home to its fair share of brave heroes. The Elder Seedseer seeks but one to guard her, as she works to solve this crisis. A guard, okay. Shrouded in peril. The Gridanian delegate is in urgent need of a stout defender to help combat a new threat to his homeland. No, I haven't tried new PvP yet. I definitely want to, though. It looks really fun. I have come on behalf of the twin adders to enlist the aid of accomplished fighters. The small folk cower in their homes for fear of an unprecedented threat to the Twelveswood, a blasphemy. It strikes quickly and with deadly precision before returning to the shadows whence it came. Try as we might, we have yet to devise a means to track it, much less slay it. Several brave souls search for it even now, but their chances would improve greatly if they had a stout protector by their side. Judging by your reputation, I dare say you're precisely the woman we seek. What say you? Will you serve as the shield that stands between Gridania and certain doom? Protecting the realm is what I do. You made it difficult to refuse. Protecting the realm is what I do. I will take that as an enthusiastic yes. Make haste to the Adder's Nest and report to my superior, or Gridania shall pray for your success. It's holding up well in terms of lack of toxicity and balance. Oh. And White Mage is broken the OP at the moment. Oh, nice. I'm definitely going to have to do some. It looks so fun. I love how fast the matches are. I beg you seek out my superior at the Adder's Nest with all due haste, that peace might be restored to the Twelveswood. Sure. Oh, I can half back there. I did check out, I went to the PvP area and just set up my White Mage hotbars. I like that the White Mage limit break isn't a heal, it's just a big laser beam. It's like a laser beam blood lily thing, it's great. Our liaison at Razat sent word of your arrival, but I can still scarcely believe our luck. Are you truly here to help us bring this wicked blasphemy to heel? Then there is hope for us yet. I shall fetch the elder Seeds here at once. She is leading the hunt, and I'm certain she'll be most eager to see you. Interrupt your cast, I go back to full. Oh, okay, that sounds like quite an exploit. Full glad am I to welcome you in good health and good spirits, Melchan. On behalf of all Gridania, allow me to thank you for rising to our defence yet again. You will forgive me for eschewing further formalities, as time is of the essence. I shall share with you what little we know of this elusive scourge. Following the events in Thavnair, we received a report that an unidentified man had fallen into fits on the road, before transforming into a beast most foul. A blasphemy, we soon determined. Eyewitnesses to subsequent attacks spoke of patterns on its skin reminiscent of heavy chains, and thus we have named it Gleipnir, for the creature of legend. It emerges from the brush without warning, bringing destruction and tragedy to those unfortunate enough to be near. Ere we can respond, it retreats into hiding, leaving no trace for us to follow. The elementals cry out to us to rid the forest of this wicked presence, yet even if we tracked it to its lair, I fear besting the beast would be no simple matter. The wounds of Gleipnir's victims are tainted by corruption. We can but conclude that the fiend's fangs, claws and horns are all imbued with a powerful poison. The smallest scratch sends the afflicted into fits, and death soon follows. Ugh. Mayhap you know of the creeping death? The effects of Gleipnir's vile poison bear more than a passing similarity to the symptoms of that deadly plague. It swept through the Twelveswood many years ago. The sick found their skin covered in chain-like patterns, and spent their final moments in excruciating pain. Oh. 'Twas long before I came to Gridania, but people still speak of it with dread. Is it true that the disease spared not a single cure? Very nearly, yes. Before the remainder were taken, we were able to devise a cure from the Glim shroom. Slow though it was, the scars of this tragedy could then begin to heal. Gleipnir threatens to reopen old wounds, I fear. Yet, despite the similarities between the Blasphemy's corruption and the creeping death's marks, it is unclear how these two phenomena are related, if at all. Both conjury and white magic have failed to abate the poison spread. To confront Gleipnir now would place our soldiers at risk of grievous injury. Forgive me, Elder Seedseer, but this appears to be urgent. Are they ever going to give this poor guy a name? Give him a name. He deserves a name. What? Again? Gleipnir is struck once more, in the North Shroud. The whalers came too late to see the beast themselves, but the man it attacked yet lives. They are bringing him to Full Gourd Float as we speak. Then we must meet them there. Will you accompany us, Mochan? Aethel should be able to apprise us of the details upon our arrival. Nod. Hello, other warrior standing in this same spot with a cutscene going on. Wonder what they're doing. Word of the attack has yet to spread among the populace. They remain calm, for now. We cannot say for certain Gleipnir has quit this place. Stay on your guard. Elder Seedseer, you honour us with your presence. I cannot thank you enough for coming all this way. Given the dire circumstances, I would not leave this to another. Where is the wounded man? Outside of the bobbing cork, being attended by one of our hearers. He's a capable hearer, but I worry this is beyond his abilities. I shall do all in my power to aid him. I, in turn, may have need of assistance as well. I ask that you stay close, both of you. You'll find the victim under the eaves of the bobbing cork. One of our hearers is doing what he can, but will surely not begrudge any help you can offer. Start giving her actual characterization. Yes. Better late than never. Hello. That he survived his encounter with Gleipnir speaks to his fortitude. I know not if he can be saved, but if we can at least allay his suffering, we must. He clings to life, albeit barely. We must try to ease his pain. He's a hardy soul, but I'm utterly at a loss. While I manage to heal his wounds, the poison lingers. I fear the worst is yet to come. When I removed his clothes for treatment, I recognized the chains. If this is indeed the creeping death, do not lose heart. I shall spare no effort. Rest for now. We may have need of your talents again ere long. Chigos, man, Chigos! A bloody swarm of them! That came from the east gate. Chigos are known as carriers of the creeping death. The villagers are on edge. If they think the Vulcan harbingers of another plague, they may panic. Pray see to the Chigos. I shall remain here with the victim. Chigos. Sure. Go fight some bugs. I shall do everything in my power to save this man, and trust the matter of the Chigos to you. We cannot let the Chigos enter the village. Rumours of sickness have already begun to spread. And a swarm will surely sow terror and discord. Hello. Chigos? Where? Keep them away from me. I think this wild-eyed fellow is the source of the earlier yelling. Do you see any Chigos nearby? Nope. They were near Outer Springs. A whole swarm of them, like an army getting ready for war. Bringing the creeping death like as not. Folk have been dropping dead with no rhyme or reason. And I'm not about to join them. No, sir. Came running back fast as my legs could carry me. Were you bitten? I will show you to a hearer if so. Not a single hole that doesn't belong, you can be sure. You'd best do something about that swarm, though. Would that we could. But keeping the gate manned is our priority, and we have not the numbers to spare for a hunting party. By the time whaler reinforcements arrive, it may be too late. We'll deal with the Chigos. The one who culls the greater number owes the other a flagon of ale, eh? I commend your bravery. Godspeed. And don't get bitten. Elder Springs is to the east. Rid us of that swarm before it arrives at our gates. I've never seen so many of those filthy fiends. Sure, we got any bug spray? We're more likely to hear the swarm before we see it. Keep your weapon close at hand. We cannot allow a single one to escape. Oh, over here. Bugs! Boom! More bugs! More bugs! There's a lot of bugs. Twelve be praised. And you. I've come bearing a cure for the creeping death, but it's of little use against actual death. Aye, that's why I've come. I've heard tell of a man suffering from uncommon pains at full gourd float. Sense an opportunity for philanthropy. And a touch of profit, I'll admit. But if what you say is true, his condition demands as much swifter pair of feet than mine. Could you bring the medicine to him in my stead? No need for payment this time, of course. You saved my life, and one good turn deserves another. I only hope the cure works as well as purported. As for me, I'll be on my way, and give any vile kin I spy a wide berth. Madison. Oops. To think that the mere mention of Chigos could spark such panic. The creeping death casts a long shadow over these lands. You've brought medicine? What luck! We must administer it straight away. Thank you for culling the Chigos. Alas, our patient's condition has yet to improve, and it is all we can do to keep him from succumbing to the poison. A medicine made from the Glim Shroom, which cures the creeping death. I know this medicine. It was once used to treat the creeping death. Given his symptoms, it may well prove effective here as well. Did they not think to try creeping death medicine until now? It works upon the body quite quickly, as I recall. Hold on just a while longer, my friend. The medicine will soon relieve your pain. I don't. It hurts. It hurts. Why? Why? The man's shrieks die in his throat as his body is racked by violent convulsions. He then falls still and quiet, as if his breath was snatched from his chest. 12 have mercy. At the very least, his suffering is over. Had we been quicker to deliver the medicine, would he have lived? Nay, I think not. He was doomed from the moment the poison entered his blood, as will be others if we do not soon gain an understanding of our foe. Let this tragedy not be in vain, but serve as a lesson. Though the effects of Gleipnir's corruption resemble the creeping death, 'tis clear that the two share little else in common. The poison burns through the body more quickly than any disease. Too deadly is it to be borne by creatures so fragile as Chigos, or any other besides. Then that is one less possibility the people need fear. 'Tis a shame a life was lost, but this knowledge may help us ensure that others are not. Spread word, but do so with delicacy. In these troubled times, fear and despair can drive even the goodliest of souls to desperate ends. Gleipnir is the only blasphemy known to us in Gridania. For now, we must do our utmost to stop him from sowing further discord. Understood, Elder Seedseer. I'll give this man a proper burial before sharing what we've discovered. Ascertaining Gleipnir's whereabouts is still my primary concern. Let us return to the Adder's Nest, for information shall be our most reliable weapon in the days ahead, and there is no better place to acquire it. I shall speak with the people after this man receives a proper burial. To honour his sacrifice, I must do what I can to buoy their hope. Gleipnir has been sighted in various locales, and though we are reviewing every report, we suspect most are erroneous. Fear has a way of making one jump at shadows. It will take some time before we have determined which reports merit a more involved investigation. Until then, I ask that you stay vigilant and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of the blasphemy. To give voice. the Keeper of the Entwined Serpents is eager to resume the hunt. We have followed up on every report concerning Gleipnir, even those that beggared belief. The most promising suggests that Blasphemy is currently stalking the South Shroud. We are to proceed there at once, for there is no telling when it might strike again. The Elder Seedseer is already en route to Roots Lake. Let us not keep her waiting. South Shroud. Got from one side of the shroud to the other. Raya, oh, hello. Say hi to you while we're here. How are you? I've received word of your exploits in Garlemald. They say you offered the gift of friendship, the gift of hope, to your once sworn enemies. Truly, it sounds like a journey of unforeseen destinations. Aerun would have enjoyed his time with members of the Ilsabard contingent, and it seems they have had no small measure of influence on his way of thinking. It reminds me that we must step outside the Twelveswood on occasion, or risk losing sight of the larger world. By the way, you shall be glad to hear that Alika has settled in most comfortably. She enjoys the quiet of the forest, and her presence has even given me cause to reflect on how I might reconnect with the nature around us. Sure. No sign of the beast yet, thankfully. A single glimpse of Gleipnir might send the people running, and would be hard-pressed to restore order. Greetings, Melchan. As luck would have it, my sister Rhea O frequents Camp Tranquil. We will do well to meet with her first, for she may have knowledge of this threat that can aid us in our search. I just talked to her. Hi again. It has been too long, Rhea-O. Kan-E, I was afraid this situation might force your arrival. Would that this reunion was under more joyous circumstances. It is heartening to see her joined by the bearer of Atoa's will. Unfortunately, Gleipnir's poison cannot be cured by any healing force known to us, as I'm sure you have already learned. Nevertheless, I have faith that together we will find a way to defeat it. Nod. Every moment is crucial, so let us dispense with further pleasantries. Have you received word of Gleipnir's whereabouts? I have. It recently ambushed a poor traveller who succumbed to his wounds soon thereafter. A tragic and increasingly common tale. No others in Camp Tranquil have come to harm, but some claim they feel a presence in the distant trees, staring at them with a malicious intensity. They struggle to find the courage to venture beyond the safety of the camp. While its victims exhibit symptoms reminiscent of the creeping death, Gleipnir's corruption seems only to affect those who have been assaulted by the blasphemy itself. We have yet to confirm a single instance of it spreading from one individual to another. That's somewhat reassuring, but it will provide little comfort to the people here, I think. If Gleipnir comes, any defence we mount will come at great cost. Those who fall wounded will invariably die. I'm at a loss, and the people under my care can see it. They grow tense and bicker amongst themselves. Some even accuse me of standing idly by while this monster roams free, as if I'm not doing all that I can. I apologise. Would that I had come to you sooner. Would that there were more I could offer you. Not every burden is yours to bear, Kan-E. Perhaps the elementals could help. Not every burden is yours. She is right. It is the duty of all seed seers to face this threat, and so we should do so together, with the aid of the elementals as well. Under different circumstances I would agree, but their strength has waned since the calamity, and I'm reluctant to impose upon them. Indeed, when I open my thoughts to the elementals, I shudder to hear their distress. Once we have laid low the blasphemy, the elementals will be at peace. Well then, how do you propose we go about that? First, allow me to speak with the people here and assure them that all will be well, that Gridania's resolve to weather this storm remains steadfast. No road is closed to those true of heart. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you'd begin with an earnest and heartfelt appeal. For my part, I shall reach out to Arun. Perhaps together we can find a way to offer similar comfort to the elementals. I have no doubt that we will require their assistance in the days ahead. Thank you, sister. May the 12 watch over and keep you both. May I trouble you to accompany me? The presence of a storied hero would surely lend credence to my claims, that the people's difficulties will soon be at an end. While you attend to that, I shall gather what information I can from the wood whalers stationed here. Pray look for me at the camp proper when you have finished. Seriously, we should name this guy. He should have a name. I'm going to call him Jeff. His name is now Jeff. If we are to convince the people that they need not live in fear of Gleipnir, then my words alone may be insufficient. I do not comport myself as an imposing figure blessed with martial prowess, to say the least. You, on the other hand, are renowned as a peerless warrior who has triumphed in countless trials. Simply looking on your features fills me with confidence that this crisis too shall pass. I pray you stand by my side, that those we speak with might be joyed by your presence. Kan-E-Senna is accompanying me. Cool. Keeperof Theentwinedserpent. Try as they might to go about their lives as normal, there is an unmistakable tension in their every movement. We must do what we can to put their minds at ease. Any conversation points? Nope. Inflamed man. Seed seers are sitting pretty with their guards and finery. What do they care if a beastie is running amok? They'll be fine. That's why they're doing nothing while it hunts us. We'd be fools to trust our lives to those that don't care a whit. Aye, past time we went south. At least in Uldar, they don't pretend to look out for the common man. Elder Seed's here. I was just, I promise you that we are sparing no effort in our hunt for Gleipnir. However, it will take time, and more may suffer before the beast is laid low. Nevertheless, I ask that you place your faith in me, if only for a while longer. I love the Twelveswood and her people with all my heart, and I will not let our enemy torment us forever. I understand. Man's got to give voice to his worries from time to time, aye? Nothing I want less than to abandon my home. I'll stick around. For now. For now. Sorry about earlier. I've been strung tighter than a longbow lately. I really do appreciate the Seed Seers and all they've done for us, and I pray they can deliver us from this evil. Hey, there's Keeperof Theentwinedserpent. Also known as Jeff. A single scratch is enough to spell one's doom, they say. Nothing but to wait for death to come. How can we face a beast like that? Do not give in to despair, my friend. Know that I shall do all in my power to see us through this crisis. Hold fast to hope, and encourage others to do so as well. I'll try, Elder Seedseer. I'll try. I know that you've placed yourself at risk, leaving the safety of the city and coming here, and that means a lot to me and mine. I'll sow close to the whalers, and pray news of your triumph reaches us soon. Thank you. I promise you that it will not be long. Everyone's scared, but so long as we stick together and stay strong, I think we'll survive. Placeholder titles for like ever. The Seedseers are beholden to the pleas of elementals and man alike. I do not envy their responsibilities, difficult as they are for anyone to fulfill. I saw it! A gargantuan beast stalking the woods, with horns the size of my leg. What's to stop it from coming here to fill its belly? Gleipnir will do no such thing, I swear. I shall see to it personally that the blasphemy does not come within a mile of this village. Keep heart, for brighter days lie ahead of us. Truly, Elder Seedseer? Ah, perhaps I've let my imagination get the better of me. You are a beacon in these dark times. I pray you restore the peace soon. I shall, you can be certain. She's making some big promises here. We can cower in fear, or we can strive to lift one another's flagging spirits. Better to choose the latter. May the matron bring you victory, for all of our sakes. Too often do I only learn of the people's troubles through reports and the like. To hear their stories firsthand, the desperation in their voices, it strengthens my resolve to bring this nightmare to an end. I am reminded also that we Seedseers must do more to convey the thoughts of the elementals to our fellow Gridanians. Though they live among us, there is a tendency to treat them as something otherworldly and unknowable. If only all could share in our experience. The elementals are really interesting. Kind of wish they would do more with them story-wise. Will that be all for now, Elder Seedseer? It will. I have done what I can to quell the unrest, but so long as Gleipnir lives, they will never be at peace. Sometimes simply lending an ear does wonders, as must be the case for the elementals, yes? Do you doubt your chosen course? Lending an ear does wonders. Indeed, you are correct. Today was a welcome reminder of that truth, and an important step in our journey. Mayhap I should visit these settlements more often. Doubtless some here think me as distant as the elementals, so rarely do they see me in the outer reaches. You have served me admirably as protectors thus far, for which I am grateful. Yet, until we have found and laid Gleipnir low, I must continue to impose upon your goodwill. 'Tis no imposition, Elder Seedseer. You saved me on the killing fields of Cartno. My life is yours, now and always. Your life is your own to command, but I thank you for your words, and your conviction, which fills me with confidence that the path we walk is true. Even if that path takes us far afield. Did I ever tell you that, when I was a young student, I would often steal into the woods with a dear friend of mine, much to the chagrin of our teacher? Deep down, I suspect there is still a part of me that yearns to wander where I should not. Hello, you're here too. Uh-oh. Elder Seedseer, word from the border. We've got ourselves a right bloody mess by the sound of it. What has happened? Per your earlier instructions, the whalers closed the roads to all travel while we scoured the wood for signs of Gleipnir, but now a group of locals are demanding to be let through into Thanalan. They're terrified by the sound of it, screaming about the creeping death and gods know what else. Despair grips their hearts. If it consumes them wholly, then we may have yet more blasphemies to contend with. I will speak with them. Wild rumours fuel their panic, and with truth and compassion will I convince them to see reason and return to their homes. If anyone can, it's you, Elder Seedseer. We're doing our best to keep them calm for now, but my man's words painted a grim picture. I pray you make your way to the border as quickly as you can. But they live among us. Aaron and Roya-O pop up from out of frame and shout, "Among us!" Something sus going on. It's good we arrived when we did. Any later and we might have been met with a bloodier sight. Oh dear. The people here are indeed terrified. I must take care with my words. Let us through, damn you! We're standing here while the creeping death nips at our heels. You're telling us to die. Those rumours are false. The Elder Seedseer herself sent word that the creeping death is not responsible for the recent incidents. You mustn't surrender to panic. Return to your homes while we deal with the threat, and pay no heed to baseless stories. Stories? Stories? I've seen the dead with my own eyes. Don't tell me what is and isn't true. Hearken to me, my friends. I come before you now to assure you that the creeping death has not returned. Only those who have been wounded by Gleipnir are in danger, and so I beseech you to take shelter in your homes until the threat has passed. Gleipnir? The beast I saw in the wood? We have to run. It could have followed us. You saw him? Where? Not far from here. Those glistening horns, those terrible chains, reaching out to drag you down to the seventh hell. We ran and never looked back. But don't worry, it didn't catch any of us. No one's marked, see? That means we're safe, right? Uh-oh. But say we weren't quite fast enough. What then? Aww. Its horns and claws are where the poison resides, and even a scratch would be cause for concern. Aww. Even a little scratch? Then it's too late for me? Is that why my body feels like it's on fire? You told me the branches tripped you up. You said that's how it happened. You said. O heavenly winds, guide us to the font of strength. May we drink from it and be made whole. I don't feel any better. Do it again. Do it again. It hurts. Help me. Conjuring has no effect. There can be no mistake. This is Gleipnir's doing. Even so, I ask that you do not lose heart. Stay strong. For if we surrender to fear, the beast has already won. No, I don't want to die. Please, help me. Oh, no. Get back. You said it wasn't. Why? Oh, he's gonna turn too. Liars. All of you. None of us are safe. None of us will. Oh, jeez. Despair made manifest. 12 offend. Is there naught that can be done for these poor souls? Axe, I guess. Naught but one thing, I know. I know. We must lay them to rest. Contain the threat. The creepy music, yeah. Oh, it's so unnerving. Asuna barely works on anything in this game. So true. These ones are beyond saving. We can but end their suffering. So this is the face of the final days. We'll keep these people safe. This can't be. This isn't real. What are those monstrosities? Boom. We did what we had to do. If we had let the fiends live, the blood of many would have been on our hands. 'Twas not the poison which triggered their transformation, but despair. Overwhelming despair. I can't take it. What kind of life is this? Waiting to be hunted or be turned into one of them? Matron have mercy. What were those things? The creeping death seems a mercy compared to an end like that. They are at peace. Would that it had not come to this. I was powerless to prevent it. You did all you could, Elder Seedseer. Is that what's going to happen to us? Is there no hope? What you witnessed was the fate of those who fall to deepest despair. It feeds upon grief and anguish, and is more deadly than Gleipnir itself. But as I swore to you that we shall defeat the blasphemy that haunts our homeland, so too do I swear that despair will not be the end of us. Keep the faith and look to the horizon, for brighter days will come. As you say, Elder Seedseer, as you say. Gleipnir is not here, and so you are free to return to your homes. I but urge you to take care on the path back. We will, Elder Seedseer. This storm has passed, but a darker tempest roils in the distance. So long as the spectre of despair looms, the people will struggle to take any words of comfort to heart. We will see more tragedies like this. The elementals, too, cry out for a solution. The longer we struggle to resolve this crisis, the more innocent lives we put at risk. Raya O said we would need to turn to the elementals for assistance, and I know now that she was right. And so I will seek audience with the Great One. However, there are preparations I must attend to first. I shall make the proper ablutions at the lotus stand. Pray return to the adder's nest, and await my summons. Ablutions. That's a new word to me. Well, back to Gridania. Apparently teleporting resets your gauge. Interesting. Did not know that. Despite our best efforts, we have been unable to prevent further loss of life. I foresee even greater hardship ahead. As we press on, we mustn't forget the words of the elder seedseer. We must strive to remain undaunted in the face of despair. She is preparing for her communion with the Great One. When the time is right, she will call upon us both. Until then, my friend, stay strong. A gift undone. The tired eyes and slumped shoulders of the Keeper of the Entwined Serpent bespeaks wariness. Jeff. The situation has worsened since last we spoke. Gleipnir grows bolder in his attacks, and the conjurers are spread thin in their efforts to attend the victims. Moreover, we are no closer to finding a means to counteract the Blasphemy's poison. With no choice but to wait until death claims them, some are overwhelmed by hopelessness, becoming mad beasts that lash out at their former countrymen. Such tragedies all too easily beget further tragedy, as bereaved loved ones are in turn overcome and share in that same horrid fate. The people speak of these incidents in hushed whispers, afraid that at any moment a monster might appear within their midst. We must slay Gleipnir without further delay. If we could find a cure for the Blasphemy's poison. Slay Gleipnir. Hit it with an axe. Indeed. Let us hope that the Elder Seedseer's efforts to enlist the aid of the elementals are successful, and that united we may at last cleanse the Twelveswood of this evil once and for all. Urgent news, Melchan. Gleipnir has ambushed a party of wood whalers. They are engaged with the Blasphemy near the Guardian Tree, where the Great One slumbers. This bodes ill. Has it divined the Elder Seedseer's intent? Is it attempting to prevent her from communing with the elementals? In any event, we cannot let Gleipnir harm the tree. The Elder Seedseer bade us rendezvous with her at Sorrel Haven. We leave at once. I wonder if the elementals can succumb to despair. That's a terrifying thought. Battered arms and armour are strewn across the ground, but there is no other trace of man or blasphemy. Until now! There was no other trace of man or blasphemy. Oof. Yeah, that's a lot of weapons. see. I think I know what happened here, though I pray that I am wrong. There is no sign of the wood whalers save their arms and armour. Seasoned warriors would never cast aside their equipment, but here it lies, and I see not a single body. Maybe they wanted to become one with nature? In the face of certain death, even the bravest among us can succumb to despair. Before the Blasphemy's poison took them, they transformed. Gleipnir could not have gone far. He may be watching us even now. I wonder if this Gleipnir has like a stealth thing. Be on your guard. The air is thick with corruption. If the wood whalers succumb to a man, then we can expect a hard fight. Though I dread the thought of hurting our brave soldiers, we cannot allow the creatures they have become to roam free. Let us form 2 groups to more quickly track down and cull the beasts. Once we have finished, we shall regroup under the boughs of the guardian tree. There's so many of them. Well, that's one spot. Saw something big moving. I was like, what the hell's that? It's just the moorboles that hang out over here. That's all, just moorboles. Nothing to be worried about. Except the moorboles. And another blasphemy. You have laid to rest the last of the turned whalers. Reunite with your companions at Evershade. Go see the big tree. There's a giant slug. Just ignore that. That's fine. Our work is done, then. The loss of so many brave souls is tragic, but now they are at peace, and the guardian tree is safe. Let us take comfort in that. I but pray that the Great One will hear my plea. Yeah, the tree's safe unless Gleipnir shows up. We still haven't seen what Gleipnir looks like. It sounds horrifying. Elder Seedseer, are you hurt? The Great One is filled with fear, an all-consuming fear, unlike any I've ever felt. It spoke unto me, and its words were clarion. Drive the evil away. Drive the evil away. It can think of naught else, and so we will not receive the aid we seek. Not until we can dispel the dread that claws at the forest's very heart. No, this was our last hope. We are not alone. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, it's a behemoth. A big, scary Blasphemy behemoth. There can be no mistake. This is the profane beast. The blasphemy that has mired the Twelveswood in despair. Gleipnir. Stay back. It makes for the guardian tree. We must stop it. Ugh. The poison. You mustn't let it touch you. Such fearsome strength. Hello, please don't poison me. Ah. Oh, what? No. Worst time ever for Echo. Worst time. Blasphemoth, yes. In accordance with our covenant, we Pagel have been blessed by the elementals. From the moment we are chosen, we are bound to act as mediators between man and nature. The most skilled among us are honoured as seed-seers, and it is their duty to guide Gridania through times both poor and prosperous. I cannot say which of you will be found more worthy. In my estimation, you both had the potential to become seed-seers. Of that I become more certain by the day. Oh, did she have a rival? Yeah, Sumiyan is older than everyone. Jeez. But I don't want to be a seed-seer. I never wanted to be a Pagel either. I never asked for any of this. Why can't I live a normal life like everyone else? How come I don't get to grow old? Why was I cursed with these ugly horns? I like them. And maybe we didn't choose to be born this way, but I don't think it makes us that different from everyone else. It's a rare gift, a blessing even. And if we can use it to help others, then we should. Don't give up on becoming seed-seer, Kan-E. We'd all be worse for it. A blessing? I never thought of it that way. I suppose I just hated not having a choice. But maybe you're right. Aww. Oh no. Nice of you to wait for me to watch your memory. Kan-E. The matron is merciful. The elder seeds here has fallen unconscious, but is otherwise unharmed. The blasphemy must not have touched her, for I do not see the telltale mark of poison. Still, I am no healer, and she should be looked after by those who are. I shall carry her back to Gridania. We must leave before Gleipnir returns. Await me at the Adder's Nest. Okay, should we have guards here to protect the tree, or... Well, tree's on its own. Good luck. Allow me to thank you again for your assistance. The elder seeds here has been delivered into the care of Isumian, and by the grace of the elementals will she make a full recovery. In fact, she has already regained consciousness, but is not yet allowed to receive visitors. We can but wait for now. God damn it, I was useless. I could do nothing while the elder seeds here faced Gleipnir alone. I was to be her shield. That I stand before you while she lies abed is proof of my failure. She wouldn't have wanted you to throw your life away. Kan-E-Senna lives still, and still she requires your protection. Wouldn't have wanted you to throw your life away. You truly are the hero of whom the bards sing, aren't you? You've suffered terrible trials, yet still you stand tall and resolute. Thank you for your counsel. How close I came to forgetting the lessons of my past. I've spoken of it to few. Truth be told, it brings me shame to recall it. I fought at Cartano, not as a soldier of the Eorzean Alliance, but as a conscript in the Garlean Imperial Army. Clad in armour and magitech, another drop in a sea of pitiless metal. You grow numb to the violence and the killing out of necessity. It becomes routine. Work to earn your next meal. But then the moon shattered and the dragon emerged, and when the dust had settled, I was another body clinging to life amongst the fallen. I remember staring at the burning sun above, growing weaker, wondering if the heat or an Eorzean's blade would finish the job. But it wasn't death that came, but salvation. I was delivered from my well-earned fate by the elder Seedseer. She deigned to save a man who once bared steel against her people. Her kindness didn't end there. Once my wounds had healed, she welcomed me with open arms. Never did she regard me with distrust, nor did she ever make me feel obliged to repay my debt. She fought not to take life, but to safeguard it. Through our friendship, I came to see the wisdom in that distinction, and pledged my remaining years to her service. Twould have accomplished nothing to throw myself against Gleipnir in vain, and even if there was profit to be found in the sacrifice, she would not abide it. Your words serve to remind me of this. We will defeat the blasphemy, aye, but we will do so without forsaking that which we hold dear. This I swear. Aw. Yeah. I think this guy's name must be Keith. Keith of the Twin Serpents. Very good. A pact proven. The Keeper of the Entwined Serpents has good news to share. Melchan, the elder seeds here has grown strong enough to receive visitors. Come, we must go to Stillglade Fane at once. Let's go. to the Conjurer Guild. Hello. Elder Seedseer, it fills my heart with joy to see you in better health. I am gladdened by your presence as well, my friend. And lest you wonder, know that the conjurers found no trace of the poison in my humours. If you are ready, I will resume our search for Gleipnir. They may be up to the task, but you are not. It is one thing to engage in conversation, quite another to go gallivanting about the Twelveswood hunting a blasphemy. I am aware you are a conjurer of surpassing skill, and would not presume to gainsay your judgment, but have my wounds not healed? Those visible to the naked eye, perhaps. I worry that the strain of your communion with the Great One has taken its toll on you in ways we may struggle to perceive. The Great One is a being of purest ether, and you were exposed to its unbridled despair, its raw terror. There may be consequences. I am aware of that, but Gleipnir must be stopped. Until the blasphemy is laid low, people will continue to die. How am I to carry out my duties cloistered here? How am I to deliver the forest and its people from this despair? 'Tis your duties that demand you remain. I understand your frustration, but if you were to fall in battle, if your guiding light you bear were to fade, then all Gridania would be lost. Rest, Kan-E. Rest and gather your strength, so that when the time comes, you are fit to do what must be done. In the meantime, trust in your allies. You are right. That said, I see no reason I cannot join in planning our next step. As you said before, conversation is quite unlike gallivanting about on a hunt. Our encounter with Gleipnir has made it plain that we cannot hope to triumph over it as we are. Only with the Great One's power can we achieve victory. When the seventh umbral calamity was nigh, the Great One committed a portion of its boundless strength to extend a barrier over heaven and earth, the ermine hedge. Thus was the Twelveswood spared the worst. Ermine hedge? Interesting. If we could convince it to again lend us even a small measure of that power, we would not need fear the poison. Therefore, I believe we should pour our efforts into placating the elementals, that we might earn their favour. We must make your voice heard then, yes? We must show that we are not the enemy. The quieting worked before, it may again. That's what we did during the White Mage quests. Yeah, let's ask about the quieting. Ah, of course. You are the inheritor of Atoa's will. Raya-O and Aaron praised the wisdom and bravery you displayed that day. Indeed, we were very nearly overrun by the creatures the Great One called to its defence. But this time is different. The Great One quakes with such fear that it cannot even bear to behold its enemy, let alone fight it. And so we must first find a way to dispel this fear that binds it, and reassure it that together we can defeat Gleipnir. Only then will it hearken to our words. I think too that we must gain a greater understanding of what drives Gleipnir. It seems to bear a resentment towards the elementals, the Great One in particular. Why? I have pondered this question myself. Lingering memories of the man Gleipnir once was may be responsible. Reports from Rezet Han suggest this is likely the case, in fact. If we could but ascertain the original identity of the blasphemy. But where are we even to begin our investigation? I got some bad news. You were granted a vision of Gleipnir's past? And I was there? Then I may know who he is. Or was. As do I. The boy who trained alongside Kan-E in her youth. Theentwinedserpent. After all these years, is this what became of him? Ah, you mentioned him briefly before. Were you close? Theentwinedserpent was Pajali, like me, but he had never known his parents and devoted himself wholly to his studies. He embraced the role the forest had bestowed upon him, and truth be told, was a much better student than I ever was. A fair assessment. Despite your esteemed heritage, you never took to my lessons as well as he, ever dreaming of the outside world. Stealing off into the woods more times than I can count, I could not keep watch over you at all hours, not even if I tried. The eldest seeds here, a rebellious spirit? I can scarce imagine it. I resented being a Pajal. It was inconceivable to me that I could not live among the others, and I did not scruple to express my misgivings to Esumiyan at every opportunity. Theentwinedserpent was a pillar of constant support. It was thanks to his encouragement that I at last embraced my destiny and resolved to use my gifts for the greater good. We would become seed seers together, I believed, until one fateful day when we were gathering herbs in the forest at Esumiyan's behest. We met a wanderer hailing from a distant land who told us his beloved was with child and that he had travelled to Gridania to beseech the Great One for a painless birth. He asked us to guide him to the guardian tree. However, entry into such sacred places was not ours to permit, and there was something odd about his demeanour besides. With regret I refused him, but Theentwinedserpent was loath to turn away a goodly stranger in need. He agreed to guide the man, despite my protestations. I ran to Esumiyan as fast as I could, and together we made haste to the guardian tree. We found the man motionless on the ground, having succumbed to the Great One's rage, and next to him was Theentwinedserpent, alive but unconscious. Ah! In time he recovered and related the whole story. In truth, the man had been an adventurer, a seeker of wealth and glory, and as he had knelt to make false supplications, he lunged forward to tear a branch from the guardian tree. Oh, okay. I see now. He was yet a child, and Theentwinedserpent had no inkling of the darkness that could dwell within men's hearts. He learned the lesson that day, but the price he paid for it was great indeed. The Great One stripped Theentwinedserpent of his horns, and with them the right to call himself a Pajal. I was forced to expel him from the fane. I never saw him again, nor heard a word of what had become of him, though not for lack of trying. Despite his hardships, did he remain in the Twelveswood all this time, I wonder? He dreamed of naught else but becoming seedseer, of a life in service to the people in the forest. He knew the weight of the responsibility and was eager to bear it. But he was deprived of that purpose by the very elements he loved. And yet, he did not lose that will to serve, I suspect, and instead resolved to watch over the Twelveswood in his own way. I shudder to think what could have hastened his transformation into Gleipnir, as if his life was not harsh enough. In our final conversation, Theentwinedserpent confided in me that he would search for a means to calm the Great One's rage and earn absolution. To that end, he said that he would seek the counsel of the Moogles. They have called the Twelveswood home for far longer than we have, and so none are more like to have knowledge of its most hidden workings. That comes as no surprise. He would not give up so easily on his dream. Even if the Moogles knew naught of Eosora, they may be able to help us in other ways. Will you travel to the bramble patch in my stead, Melchan? I have faith they will accept you with their characteristic aplomb. Moogles, yes! Moogle time. I shall remain with the Elder Seedseer, though I would gladly join you in battle against all manner of fearsome foes. I think myself ill-equipped to contend with Moogle mischievousness, and I know you are a storied veteran of such mighty struggles. You could say that, I guess. You want nothing to do with the Moogles. You know what? That's fair. Moogles. One of the bodyguard. Ahem. Surely you can see that I am armed. If it's all the same to you, we don't want any. Move along, Kupo. Huh. Quite a peculiar face you have, Kupo. Familiar, too. You wouldn't be the self-same warrior who gave the legendary Moggle's Guard what for, would you? Melchan, was it? Aha! It's an honour to meet you. Allow me to thank you personally for bringing that silliness to an end. Pukwapika's the name. What brings you to our neck of the Twelveswood? Why, what a pleasant coincidence. We were just discussing how we ought to go about calming the elementals, Kupo. That blasphemy with the dreadful horns has got them on edge, and for good reason. I've had to ask my personal guard here to sleep with one eye open. Your personal guard? In case you haven't noticed, the beast's corruption has been spreading all throughout the woods. Needless to say, we've all got to stand up and put the Twelveswood to rights. Raya O suggested that the Moogles contribute by scouring the forest for even the smallest signs of taint. Got to cleanse it before it gets out of hand, you know. Difficult and time-consuming work. But if it's in service to the forest, then we'll do it gladly, Kupo. Hey, I know you. You're the adventurer who gave me some of my finest scars. Coop of the Moggle's Guard. No hard feelings about the whole hail to the King Kupo bit, I hope. Not going to call for a rematch either, in case you're worried about that. Raya O and the others cured us of our tempering, and afterwards sat us down for a stern lecture. No more calling upon good King Mogglemog 12 for us. May he ever remain unsummoned in his royal grace and splendour. Indeed, and what better way to make up for past indiscretions than to serve the realm? Even now, our kin scour every ilm of the Twelveswood, and we would be remiss not to do our part. We would be overjoyed to have a hero such as you helping us as well, if you're willing. Something tells me you have a sharp eye for the taint we seek to cleanse. Can we count on you, Kupo? Your reputation for magnanimity is well deserved. Let's begin by moving to higher ground, that we may survey the area and locate any particularly nasty spots of blight. May he forever remain unsummoned in all his grace and splendour. Is there something around here? Oh. What are you doing up here? Oh, you were able to make your way up here after all. I was worried you'd be stuck. Apologies for leaving you behind, but it's so easy to forget that your kind lack wings, Kupo. Now then, where is it? There, to the south. Let us cleanse that festering taint at once. Sure? The grass here is so brittle, Kupo. Restoring this area will surely put pep in the Great One's step. If it had feet, that is. Sprite. It's like I'm doing the Conjurer quests all over again. Fight tainted sprites. What's this little blue thing hiding here? Okay, no, it's just some flowers. Look like a crystal. That was some fine work, Kupo. I dare say it's in even better shape than it was before. The others are doubtless flittering about stamping out corruption wheresoever it rears its hideous head. If I were the Great One, I would be applauding our efforts. Well, insofar as such a being without hands can clap, I suppose. How goes the taint cleansing, Coop-de-Coop? I did what I could, but I swear, as soon as I finish with one area, 2 more start manifesting a fresh taint. The forest's ability to heal itself is waning, and this sickness is spreading too fast for even a legion of Moogles to manage. If we don't come up with a better solution soon... The situation is more grave than we imagined, Kupo. Oh, what do we do? We should maintain our efforts to purify the forest regardless. But since there are only so many of us, we must also help the forest to remember how to help itself. A brilliant idea, I think. How do we go about doing that? Well, I was just getting to that part, Kupo. I've got it. We perform the friending. The friending? What in the name of good King Moogle Mog 12, may he shower us with loving compassion and Kupo nuts, is that? Truth be told, I couldn't remember the ancient rite's name, so I just made something up on the spot, Kupo. But let's forget about that for now and move on to the stuff I do remember. I'm so glad we're hanging out with 12'swood Moogles again. It's an old ceremony, first performed when the nation of Gridania was but a spark of an idea of a random thought in its founders' heads. They knew that if they were to establish a home within the 12'swood, that they would first have to entreat the elementals for permission. So, a mage in their company found and cleansed a few sources of foul ether, planting saplings in their place, and consecrated the soil with a prayer to show the forest the purity of their intentions. The elementals were so taken with this display that not only did they permit his people to settle within the forest, they also bestowed upon him their blessing as proof of their new covenant, Kupo. Ah, I remember now. The Gridanians still honour the agreement to this day. For every tree that is cut down, a sapling is planted. Oh. So, if we follow history's example, we can soothe the forest's pain and also nourish it with new life. That's right, Kupo. Oh, but I wasn't finished with the story. Remember the mage who planted those sacred saplings? He was none other than Joran, sire of Ahok Pota, the very first Pajal. From that day forward, the elementals would bless a select few Hjors with horns, favouring them with their fellowship. The Pajal were exalted by all the peoples of the 12'swood. Even we Moogles look upon them with awe. And that's how it all began. Something wrong, Kupo? You have a strange look on your face. Gleipnir may be a Pajal. A former Pajal, at least. Gleipnir's poison is particularly deadly against yours. Gleipnir may be a Pajal. Oh, how dreadful, Kupo. But what exactly are you saying? So the man you think may have become Gleipnir was a Pajal stripped of his blessing, and the Blasphemy kills with a poison that manifests symptoms that resemble those of the creeping death. I feel sorry for this Iasura, to love the elementals, only to be shunned by them, to be surrounded by the beauty of the Twelveswood, and know that he was forever an outsider, all for a child's mistake. That despair could easily have caused him to turn, and this poison that preys upon those who bear the Twelveswood blessing, the Hjors, just like the creeping death once did, might be another manifestation of that despair. That would explain the elemental's unease, Kupo. We must redouble our efforts to plant saplings, or they might never speak to us again. Indeed. Well, first things first. We must gather as many saplings as we can. Melchan, wait for us at the Adder's Nest, and make ready for a long and back-breaking day. Do I have to? Can't you do that part? Let's send Jeff off to do that part. Boom! Hello. Welcome back, Melchan. Did the Moogles have any insight into our problems? Maybe? A reenactment of the ceremony which laid the foundation of Gridania. A fitting plan, given the gravity of the threat our nation now faces. As ever, there is much work to be done before we can even begin. While the Moogles gather saplings, we shall continue to scour the Twelveswood for new beasts that must be purged. Let us pray that the elder seeds here regains her strength quickly as well. For now, take a rest, my friend. 'Tis a rare indulgence these days, and one you've earned 1,000 times over. Heart's true. The keeper of the entwined serpent is on the lookout for poms in the distance. Gleipnir has not been seen since our last encounter. This brief respite may be our best chance to quell the Great One's terror. Poms! Make way for the saplings, Kupo! We've had plenty of practice cultivating our gardens, so selecting the most robust ones was a simple matter. That was the hardest work, so you can help us with the easy part. If you see a spot of corruption, cleanse the taint and plant the sapling in its place, Kupo. Do it enough times, and the Great One is sure to understand that we're doing all we can to heal the forest, which ought to brighten its mood. We'll see to the East Shroud. You should have no trouble taking care of the rest, Kupo. Your efforts are much appreciated. We will begin without further delay. I trust you will not object to my company? I dare say healing the forest is one task for which I am more qualified than most. Aye. Elder Seedseer, are you well enough to leave the city? I should like to think I have been for some time. In any event, Asumi has finally grown tired of my objections and ceased his attempts to detain me further. Allow me to be the one to consecrate these saplings. 'Twould be an honour to offer words of thanks to the forest for its bounty. The forest? Please do, Kupo. A prayer from the elder Seedseer herself will surely hasten their growth from tiny sapling to towering tree. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how I said forest. Such is my hope. As Joran did before me, I shall approach the Great One in friendship, that it might see through the veil of fear that blinds it and remember our covenant. Let us begin by cleansing all traces of corruption in the central shroud. To green tier. I sense that the flow of ether has become warped there. Impressive, Kupo. Not even my keen eyes could spot corruption from such a distance. It is but one of many talents I owe to the elementals. Well then, shall we be on our way? Green today. Okay. Corrupted air. Oh, hi. I shall keep watch for errant beasts. This blight upon the forest must be cleansed. When you have finished, I shall consecrate the sapling and soil with prayer. Smack you with an axe. Boom! The taint has been cleansed, but it will only be a matter of time until it manifests once more. Well, thanks for the pessimism, Jeff. You know what? I like the name Keith. I'm going to go with Keith. In gratitude for your boundless blessings do I offer this gift. May it nourish you as you nourish us. At last the earth is cleansed. There is a settlement not far from here. We should tell them of this sapling. Bid them watch over and keep it safe from harm. Of course, Elder Seedseer. I shall relay your words forthwith. It will give the people hope to know that they can aid in the restoration of the Twelveswood. Thank you. And now we must go. To Silent Arbor. There something foul impedes the flow of aether. Let us hurry. Something foul. Ooh, South Shroud. We've gone all over the Twelveswood now in this quest line. Look, the flowers here have withered and died. I shudder to think what the forest would look like if this were allowed to spread. Pray see to the corruption that I may plant and bless the sapling. Water a sprite. Hit it with an axe. And again. And again. Somersaults. I trust the Moogles are planting their saplings with suitable solemnity and reverence. But if they are not, let's hope their festivities do not draw Gleipnir's eye. Ugh. The injury has begun to heal, and our next destination lies to the north. Near Mill, I believe. 'Tis faint, for we are far from the source. Nevertheless, I'm certain it is there. Come. Ah, there it is. Little sapling. Surprised there haven't been any beautiful branch references. We are their beloved sapling. Hello. Oh god, I never noticed they have mouths on the top. I never noticed that. Oh god, they're creepy. Do not like that at all. Yep, even little ones have a mouth on top. Ah, hate it. So close to the hamlet. Is nowhere safe? Where must the people seek shelter from this corruption? Tis fortunate that the corruption here is faint. A simple prayer should suffice to cleanse this soil, after which we may plant the sapling. I sense no other disruptions in the etheric flow, which leads me to believe that the Moogles have already seen to the remainder. Indeed, the Twelveswood sighs with a contentment I have not felt in a long while. But will it serve to placate the Great One? I cannot say. Not until we visit the Guardian Tree. Excuse me, but you're the older Seedseer, aren't you? What brings you all the way to our village? Corruption that had upset the balance of ether, but that we have since cleansed with prayer and saplings. Thus has the Twelveswood reclaimed a measure of peace. You've been planting trees? We have. The elementals have suffered much of late, and with these offerings we endeavour to raise their spirits. Elder Seedseer, I've got to protest. What of your people's spirits? What of your people's spirits? We who dread every step we must take out of doors. That terrible monster is still out there, preying upon innocent folk without rhyme or reason. And if it does not strike us dead where we stand, its poison will finish the job. I know that you are afraid. Let you and yours suffer still. However, 'Tis under the auspices of the elementals that we may call the Twelveswood home, and they too cry out for deliverance. Even the Great One quakes with fear for the Blasphemy's continued existence. To ignore their plight is to invite greater tragedy for us all. Rest assured, however, that I have not forgotten the needs of the people. We bring comfort to the elementals and renew our sacred ties, that we might enlist the aid of the Great One in combating Gleipnir and the suffocating despair it spreads. And so I pray you continue to put your faith in our guardians, and in me. Would that we could, Elder Seedseer, but we've been dealing with death and sickness since before Gleipnir's coming. They say the creeping death's nothing to fear these days, but we know better. One of ours caught it not long ago. We gave her the cure, had plenty on hand, and for a while we thought it would be all right. But by the time we realised it hadn't done a damn thing, it was too late to call for a conjurer. It was a sad day for all of us when she passed, but for none more so than her poor husband, Supin. He was beside himself with grief, and who could blame him? And then came Gleipnir to compound our woes. That was before Gleipnir? Supin? It cannot be. Do you speak of Eosura Supin? Eosura? No. Supin was an odd one, but no one had mistaken him for a Padjal. Supin wasn't even his real name. That'd be Alenja. But his wife was fond of calling him Supin for some reason, and it caught on with the rest of us. I see. And what did Alenja look like? Well, I'd say he'd seen no more than 30 summers. Kept to himself, came and went with nary a word at times, though even after he met his beloved, he became more of a fixture. Friendly, even. His wife was a sickly lass, but she had spirit. But spirit's not enough to beat the creeping death. Pity we couldn't do anything for her. Oh dear, okay. He lost his wife. He had finally made a new life for himself here. Thank you for recounting Alanja's story. Sad though it was, it has helped me to better understand how much you all have suffered. I promise that you will have cause to celebrate soon. Until then, I implore you again to place your faith in the elementals, and in me. Together we shall overcome this crisis. Yeah, and he was upset that the elementals took away his power to heal his wife. Despite what he said, I am certain this Alenja was Eosura Supin. To think that he was living so close by for all those years, searching for new purpose and finding true love. Only to be robbed of that fulfillment too. Were he still a Padjal, empowered by the elementals, could he have saved her? He would have dwelt on the question, night after sleepless night. I know I would have. Mayhap in the end he came to blame the elementals for his helplessness, for her death, and in despair was consumed. Aye, the animosity would linger, endure, and in vengeance would Gleipnir find its final purpose. We have done all we can to show the Great One the purity of our intent. Let us hope that we will be accepted as friends. Go talk to the tree. We kind of just abandoned it before. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it's still fine. Ominous weather. I'm sure it's fine. See? Tree's still here. Suffering was Iasura's constant companion. Nay, it is still. For his sake, and ours, we must deliver him peace. Everything is just fine. There's that Saku emote. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, shame that doesn't come up on the chat on stream. Oh well. Our supplications cannot have escaped the Great One's notice. May it be enough to receive an audience. O Great One, may I abide ever beneath your bows, embraced by your compassion, grace, and wisdom. Be still the fear within your heart, and know that I am your faithful servant. Ooh. Shiny. All feeling. Passing corruption. Refreshed. Renewed green. Flesh restored. Child of child. Covenant honoured, friend, friendship, peace. It worked. The Great One speaks through the Elder Seeds here. Really? You think that's what was happening? We were right to follow Joran's example. Corruption is but one aspect of a greater threat. We beseech your help to slay Gleipnir. Yeah, let's be direct. We need your help. Profanity's spawn. Despair's orphan. Sadness and anger. Sadness. Death's prayer. One and all. Poison potent. Wounds unmending, withering bark, no strength to share. Ow. After all we have done, you deny us? After all the Elder Seedseer has endured, she has pledged herself to you, devoted her life to the Twelveswood. The people cried out for salvation, and she answered. The elementals cried out for deliverance, and she answered. Only you can help us now. If you do not, then we are lost. She is lost. Please, I beg you. Aww. We beg you. People! What are you doing here? We've been dependent on the Seedseers all our lives, blaming them whenever something goes wrong, without ever considering what we might do ourselves. Aye, but no longer. The Elder Seedseer has gone to incredible lengths for her people, and so her people have come to return the favour. If her plea alone is not convincing enough, then we will raise our voices in support. We couldn't let them make the journey without protection. That, and we couldn't let them put us to shame. We too have come to stand with the Elder Seedseer and beseech the Great One for aid. We all want the same thing, don't we? peace restored to the forest. So please, share what you can, however little. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake her. Kan-E, Covenant's child, walks with man, with elemental, keeper of ancient faith, unbroken, cannot, will not break faith. The thunder is really messing up this lovely tone. To man, render up flesh. Then you agree to help us? Flesh, branches, take and join. To oldest elders, renew bond, as one stir. Raise up to heavens, covenant symbol, our staff, all join. All bloom, all peace. I don't fully understand. I think it wants us to take some bark to protect us. My duty weighed heavy on my heart. So heavy that at times I scarce remembered to breathe. For days and nights I worried that I would be found wanting. But by your faith and trust has the path forward been revealed to us. You came hither, united in purpose, and bared your hearts before the Great One. Gridania, is forever in your debt. Aww. Go away, thunder, please. Branch. You get one too. You get a stick. And you get a stick. I want a stick. May I rely on you all once more. I bid you take these branches to every corner of the Twelveswood and join them to the eldest trees, that we might finally win free of this despair. Oh, I see. I don't want a stick. I've done plenty of errands, thanks. It shall be done, Elder Seedseer. We swear it. Once the trees have been bound together in spirit, I shall carry out the Great One's final instruction, and cast its cleansing power all across the Twelveswood. Yet I must remind you, my friends, that Gleipnir still stalks the forest. It will not remain idle. It will attempt to stop us. Go with hope in your hearts, but do not lose sight of the danger. Aw, that was sweet. And thank you for teleporting me back here too. I admit, for a moment I thought it wouldn't work, but the Elder Seedseer moved not only the hearts of the people, but that of the forest itself. Her final task appears to be a bit more complicated than the Great One made it sound, and so she must scour the ancient texts before the time comes, and consult with the Seedseer Council to make sure all goes according to plan. It's just as well. We still need to wait until the others have joined the Great One's branches to the many ancient trees scattered throughout the Twelveswood. Then, of course, there is the matter of Gleipnir. He will not go peacefully as we work to hasten his demise. When he comes, we must be ready. Chowder. A path unveiled. The finale. The Keeper of the Entwined Serpent is pleased to see you. Impeccable timing as always, Molchan. But moments ago, the Elder Seedseer sent word to go and fetch you. She's already on her way, and will explain everything herself when she arrives. The children of the Twelveswood, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, branches in hand, to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair into their hearts. They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see their hope rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals, consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the ermine hedge. You may recall that the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony in order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest, that the once tainted earth may begin to mend. For you see, when the ermine hedge last was formed, it was to protect the Twelveswood from threats without. The Great One acted as a guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we will call upon it to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nurses her child to make them strong against sickness. In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Gleipnir's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least, that was what the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seedseer Council agrees with my interpretation, and has permitted me to perform the ceremony. I have in my possession a single branch, the final one to be attached to the eldest tree of the Twelveswood. For all that you have done to aid us thus far, I ask you accept this honour. I really don't mind if anyone else does it, really. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You, who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leatherworkers Guild. Let us depart. Oh, okay, that's close by. That's fine. Which tree? This tree. Oh, yeah, that's a big tree. From here, the Great One's blessing will spread to every corner of Gridania and send all manner of wicked beasts scurrying back into the shadows. Look to the boughs above, and you will see a spot where the bark has been discoloured by age and the elements. There you must affix the branch. I've got to climb the tree. I mean, I can fly, I'll just use my pod. You ascend the ancient trunk and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the weathered bark, as directed by the Elder Seedseer. You are quite the climber, and with that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the Guardian Tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of the Twelveswood. And I'm going to guess Gleipnir is going to show up there. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, everything will be fine. See, she's glowing. That means everything's fine. Our journey nears its end. I shall be glad to go to bed again without Gleipnir to haunt my dreams. If it is truly Eosura's lingering resentment for the elementals that drives the blasphemy, then it will surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try to appeal to his reason. But should I fail, then we will have no recourse but to fight. Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Gleipnir. Through the branches of the Guardian Tree, the Twelveswood is become as one. In summoning the ermine hedge, every ilm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing ether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Gleipnir's despair. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. Sure. Gleipnir comes. Defend the Elder Seedseer. Blasphemy. Gleipnir. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me, too, for my horns? I knew a boy once, a boy who called them gifts, symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings naught but misery and death, marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn, to share in its suffering. I was not there for you then, but I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. Hello. So, you want me to tank for you? I guess. Yeah. The Elder Seedseer must not be disturbed. Protect her. Oh, he makes for the Seedseer. Rude. Oh god, we're poisoned. Owie. The pain is too much to bear. I cannot move. Oh. Owie. Poison. Oh, I can't move. Yeah, okay. Fight against the poison. Nope. Interrupted. Haha. Getcha. Her ace is waning. Ah, stop poisoning, please. Nope, interrupt. The big interrupted confirmation message that comes up is really satisfying. The ceremony is almost complete. Keep Claytonir at bay. Ah, I've got to take the tethers. Ah, that's cool. I've never done this as a tank before. Take the tethers. My tethers. Oh god, one hit them. She's fine. I think. No. Bad dog. We have failed? No, we haven't. We're fine. Keep going. You can do it. Don't give up. Oh. It's got friends? That's bad. Bring them to you. Okay. Bring them to me. They will fall before my spear. Oh, here they come. Get him! Sick him! That was a cool move. Can you teach me how to do that on my Dragoon? Are we? Oh god. Poison! Poison! Ah, where's the QTE? There it is. Just fight through the poison. My aether is exhausted. I cannot stand. I shall draw its ire. Melchan, lend the Elder Seeds here a portion of your power. Oh, okay. You got a taunt move, apparently. Good luck. Come, you pitiful beast. Let us see the contents of your innards. That's a weird thing to say. Oh god. He needs help. May your embrace shield us and cleanse the corruption from our home.
By the grace of the elementals.
Ooh. Ah.
By the light of
Hey, I helped heal you too. So long as we are within the barrier, we need not fear Gleipnir's poison. Oh she's using temperance. That's cool. He's throwing his spear too. Group together. Alright, sure. Oh, I can't interrupt at this time. Even Gleipnir lashes out in the face of death, bringing an end to its misery while the barrier still stands. Eosora, I now fathom the depth of your suffering. For all that you held dear, I shall see to it you are given peace.
What's will be done?
His rancor makes even the elementals shudder in fear. The barrier may not last for much longer. Oh, I'll use a reprisal. It'll be fine. We got this, maybe. We did it. That was a cool fight. The boss fights at the end of these role quests are really good. Through sacred soil and azure skies, may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. Receding terror, blissful quiet. Blessing, covenant preserved, now and always. Child of child. Honor and gratitude, unending. For we as well, honor and gratitude, unending. We could not have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumb to despair. To you, my dear Eosora, I promise I shall never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing, and a duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath. This I swear. Aww. The elder Seedseer's childhood friend suffered too much tragedy in his life. Of that there can be no doubt. But with his passing, he, and the realm, may once more know peace. And we may finally begin to mourn the innocence lost to his rage. Thank you, Melchan. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which bore it laid low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathed a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seedseer, but I should be glad if you could call upon me there. That is, if I may impose upon you one final time. I guess. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. I'll save that guild. Return. It's free. The Elder Seedseer awaits you within. Shall I escort you to her? Yes, let's go. The Great One's ether flows all throughout the Twelveswood, purging the last vestiges of Gleipnir's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger, and have begun to recover at long last. Moogles! We have much cause to rejoice, in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Gleipnir to heel. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. You were inspiring to behold. And not for the first time, I must say. Oh? Thanks, Keith. Forgive me, Elder Seedseer, but with this crisis behind us, I would suggest a new course of action. Oh? And what would that be? Rest. In all that time together, I have never seen you so hard-pressed. Surely you are weary and could benefit from a brief respite? Rest. I appreciate your concern, my friend, but I cannot. Will not. One day, perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Seedseer? Recent events have given me cause to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I had taken to heart. When I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted, when these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose. 'Twas Eosora who taught me to appreciate the gift I had been given. Had he not been there to help me keep to the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister, and countless other kind souls, through their words and their support, have also helped me to continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. 'Tis by opening our hearts to one another that we, in turn, open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighter futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them, that together we may journey in safety through darkest night. That's nice, but you should get some sleep. Not tempted to live wild and free like an adventurer? You don't deserve a life for yourself outside of your duties? You deserve a life for yourself, though. It's not... Life isn't all about duty. My life is my duties, and my duty's my life. I do what I love and desire naught else. But if ever there came a time when I need no longer serve as Elder Seedseer, I would be forced to consider alternatives. Perhaps I would do the same as Eosora and settle down with my beloved. Finding and courting them would make for quite the adventure, don't you think? Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So long as we Pagel serve as a bridge between man and elemental, Gridania can weather any storm. And so I will continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons, along a path that we discover together. Seriously, get some rest. You're as bad as Ishtola and Graha. Though the blasphemy is no more, there are still administrative matters to resolve. If it is not too much to ask, could you bring word of these recent events to our delegate in Razet-Han? It has been an honour and a pleasure, my friend. May the elementals watch over and keep you. I would gladly go to Razet-Han myself in your stead, but the Elder Seedseer is adamant on resuming her duties at once, and so I too must go without rest. Aww! But such is the life we both chose. Look what you're doing to Keith. He's tired. He wants sleep. Oh. Hi, I'm back. Welcome back. I pray you have brought glad tidings. Galatenir is slain? You have brought joy to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Of course, I had complete faith in your success, but had begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you will answer our call. I can now dye level 90 tank gear. Nice. More than death. What's sleep? What's that? Ishtola, Graha, and or most everyone else. While the veil of despair has been lifted from Gridania, our work is far from finished. It will take time and effort for its people to accept that peace has returned. News of your victory will be sure to speed this process along. Nice. That was good. It's good getting just more time with these old Realm Reborn faction leaders, especially Kan-E, because she felt like the least fleshed out of them. Looking forward to hanging out with Melweb. Oh, that was quite long. That was nearly 3 hours. So, probably don't have time for another one today. Next one will be melee DPS. Which city is that? Melweb! We're gonna go hang out with Melweb. Ah, that's cool. Next time. So that means Doma must be ranged physical. Yeah. And then Ishkard is magical. Nice. These are really good role quests. I really like them. Just giving us more time in these different nations. Since their stories aren't really involved in like what's happening in Endwalker, so it's nice they're using the role quests to revisit these areas. Really good. Okay. Oh, next time we'll do melee DPS. And I'm going to finish up the stream, so thank you for watching. I don't know when I'll be able to stream next. I've got real life stuff for the next couple days. So I will stream when I can. And in the meantime, I'll finish leveling my Bard, which is 1 dungeon away from 90. And Red Mage is 2 dungeons from 90. So I'll probably be able to finish that tonight. Not many people streaming. I could send you to Deer, but she's been gone for 7 hours, so she's probably about to finish. Yeah, no, she's actually... looks like she's finishing up. Alright, well, I'll just end the stream. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. And I will see you all next time. See ya!